Hey everyone, this is Josh from Football Talk with JB, and I'm joined by
Mark O'Brien, head football coach at Coosa Christian.
yes sir, a very good coach. Took his team to the state championship last year, and well, coach, I usually I always want to start with the engine that kind of runs the offense. How many starters do you have back on your offensive line this year?
Uh, three starters on offensive line.
Yes sir, and that means you got a lot of experience coming back, a lot of guys that have played in some big games too. So
Absolutely, just the core of our team's all back. We lost a few kids, but most of our kids are either rising juniors or rising seniors.
yes, sir, and a lot of them have played in big games too, so a lot of experience playing in big games.
Absolutely.
And I know one key guy you've got back is your quarterback. His name's John. Is it John David Justice?
It is. It's John David Justice.
I don't know why I thought it might be Justice McDaniel for a minute. I think he played for Mars Hill a few years ago, I believe.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
John David Justice, and he's got a lot of experience playing in big games too, and that's going to be a big key for your offense. Obviously, from a leadership standpoint.
He has started since his eighth grade year.
Oh wow.
So, so he's got tons of experience, and he's really a better he's going to go play college baseball. What he's going to do, but he's a really good player on the football level as well. So we're blessed to have him another year.
Oh yes, sir. And I know your son's back. He plays running back and linebacker, correct?
Yeah, he won't play running back this year. We just put him at running back. He's kind of a kid that can play any position on the field. We're just so deep at the running back and position. I don't think we'll need him. If we do need him somewhere, we'll plug and play him. But he's a defensive kid, and he's another kid that's going to go play college baseball. He's already got him an offer, and so yeah, I look forward to having my son back for one more go round.
Yeah, y'all gonna have a really good baseball team too then, because y'all got a lot of guys that are going to play college baseball.
Yeah, we've got we lost in the semis this year, and we got all three of our pitchers. We really don't have a one, two, or three pitchers. They're just really all three of the same. They're all ones, and they've all have offers, and they're all mid 80s guys right now. So I think they'll be mid to upper 80s next year. So we should be really really good in baseball.
Oh yes, sir, absolutely. And Nick, I'll just talk about some of your like skill position guys that are going to contribute this year.
Yeah, I mean we're really too deep at the skill position level, whether it be at running back or receiver. We got I want to say about 19 kids. Well, this is our biggest attribute right here is our speed. I think we've got 19 kids under a 4.89.
Oh
And
wow.
so, yeah, and so, that's 5.8, 6.8 speed. And so, we got a couple guys in the mid 4.4 range. We got a ton in the 4.5 range. So, and these are laser time kids. So this ain't no coach, handheld that you're shaving a tenth or 2/10 off because you want to see them do good. These are both our 4.4 kids are lasered, and so one of them won the track meet in the 100 and 200 this year, and he's the slowest of the two actually. So yeah, we're blessed with a lot of speed.
Oh yes, sir, absolutely. And um, so I want to switch over to defense next. Defensively, you guys should be pretty deep too, right?
Yep, yep. We're again really really deep at the second and third level, which means the linebackers and the secondary level. We're going to be, we're going to play. I'm thinking we're going to play somewhere in the neighborhood of 27 to 29 kids on Friday night. Okay, I think that's the number that we're looking at, and we're just very deep. We got a lot of players.
And that's huge. That's huge. Especially moving up a classification, that's going to be huge.
Yep,
You know,
that's right.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, and that's on both sides of the ball, right?
Yeah,
Kind
27 to 29 kids total. So and you'll have like a cleat, which is my son or an Eli Moats. You'll see them spot play on both sides for sure, just because they're really good at what they do, but by and large, we're going to be playing somewhere in the neighborhood of 27 to 29. 27 to 29 kids will get reps on
Yes.
Friday nights.
Yes, sir. And like I said, that's huge, especially in 2A ball. So you know, special teams. I know you had your kicker Burns. Is he back or did he graduate last?
No. He signed with Lighthouse Christian College down in Pensacola. Good buddy of mine, Ronnie Cottrell.
Yes.
Signed him and our DB, one of our DBs. So they're down there with Coach Cottrell playing at Lighthouse Christian.
Yeah, I was happy for Coach Cottrell last year, finally getting that state championship last year.
Yeah. He's a good man. He's a good man. Really, really good man.
He moved on to the college ranks this year, but
Yep.
And I know you guys are competing in 2A North now, and 2A North, and you know I'm not gonna throw any shade at anybody, but to me, like I feel like 2A North is a little bit deeper than 2A South. Just the 2A classification. Not to say there isn't some very tough teams, and obviously being a real town graduate, I know about 2A South, but 2A North, like, I mean, you got teams like Pisgah and Tuscaloosa Academy and Sologent. I mean, it's just absolutely loaded in 2A North.
Yeah.
I mean,
I still think, I've always been a believer since I've done this. I always thought high school football comes through the South. Okay. I think by and large, the South is a little stronger than the North. You may have some really good teams in the North, but I think your elite teams come from the South. Okay.
Yes.
So I still believe the South, is who you gotta get past. Even though you don't square off until the state championship game, and we do have some good teams up north for sure, but the South has just got it's different speed wise, and so I still believe the South is probably a little better than the North.
Oh yes, sir, absolutely, and well that's kind of I know in 1A a lot of times like your champion comes out of the South because Pickens County is there a lot, and Pickens County is one of those teams from the North that. Well, they're kind of in the middle. They can play either North or South. They usually end up in the North, but they could play South if they depending on the classifications and stuff. But yeah, I do notice like 1A now obviously 2A. Fife's been pretty dominant in 2A for a long time. But
they're the anomaly of the equation. But yeah, Fife has been good. They've kind of run the 2A world, but I just think by and large, your best athletes are in the South.
Oh yes,
right?
Yes, sir.
To me, they ain't no doubt. And Pickens County, I think they look like a South Alabama team with their speed, and I think that's why they've had so much success in the Northern 1A division. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir, and they're coached by a former Alabama and Patriots tight end Michael Williams as well.
Good man. Good man too.
I tried to DM him for an interview. I don't know if I was ever able to DM him on Twitter. I think he has to follow you back to DM to be able to talk to him on Twitter. But speaking of Fife, you guys, that's going to be a war right there. You guys play them this year.
Yeah, we do. We play them midpoint of the year. We play on a Thursday night, and they're going to be really good. They're going to challenge for the 3A state championship, and they got some really good players on that team. But I'm really, I don't look that far into the schedule. I'm more concerned with Pierce County than I am anybody in Georgia. Who I think is the best team on the schedule.
They won the 2A state championship in Georgia last year, I believe.
Yeah, they did, and so the schools are different. Not that the athletes are any better in Georgia. That's a misconception too. Everybody says, "Oh, Georgia high school football is just different." Well, they wasn't saying that when Rush was at Hoover and he was thumping these Georgia teams, and
yes,
so but the way they do it is different. So the classifications, like there's a bigger gap in Alabama high school football. Like, you got 200 or 300 kids, you'll
Yes.
be a 1A, all right? Well, Georgia, they got 1,400 kids and they're a 2A.
Oh, yes, sir.
You got 2,000 kids and you're a 5A, 6A. And it's not like that in Alabama. Their classification structure is completely different. And another thing is, Georgia counts all 4 years, where Alabama only counts 3 years. So there's a lot of variables there. And I just think, watching Pierce, I've cut them a lot, been watching them a lot. I believe that is the best team on the schedule. No knock on anybody else on the schedule. But we're going over there, and it's South Georgia, and it's South Georgia Heat. And it's a home game for them. And it's the first game of the year. And, the defenders, I think they're 46-8 over the last several years. I mean, they're really, really good, man. And, we got our work cut out for us.
Yes, sir. And that's one thing I like about y'all. Like, not only do y'all like to challenge yourselves in the state, but y'all also play some really good out-of-state schools as well. And that
100%. We played Gatlinburg Pittman up in Tennessee, which is a Tennessee juggernaut. And
yes,
and they had 7 D1ers on that team. So I love to play up, and I love to get our kids out of Gadsden, Alabama. So I love to put them in different environments. I think it's healthy for them, and competition's always good for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It's like they say, iron sharpens iron. So you wanna play the best of the like. I mean, I understand you guys wouldn't want to play like a Hoover or anybody, but like within a reasonable, uh, just within reason.
I would absolutely play Hoover.
Oh,
and I know the outcome probably wouldn't be good, but they ain't no man I fear on this planet. I never have and I never will. The only person I fear is God himself.
Yes.
And so I don't care who the competition is. I mean, I know the outcome probably wouldn't be what we want, but that's okay. I fear no man, and these boys fear no men. We're not gonna roll that way. So, not to mention we'd have a great gate if we play the Hoover, which would be probably equal to my budget on that one game for the whole year.
Yes, sir. That might be something you could set up in the future, like even as just a jamboree or something.
I would love it, man. I really would love it. I really would.
I know you guys play Pale City this year.
Yep.
That's the second game of the year.
Second game of the year, yep.
Coached by Coach Nick Gentry, which I have Pale City. I think Rush really built a foundation there that I think Coach Gentry is going to be able to take, and I think he'll do a good job there. So I had them making the playoffs this year.
Well, that's good, and Nick's a really good friend of mine, and I'm really proud for Nick. And I'll say this: he's a dog, man. He's an alpha male, and I think that's missing in the coaching world these days.
Yes.
And he's a throwback guy, and if that's the administration to just leave him alone and stay out of his way, he'll probably be very successful. So I wish Nick all the best for sure.
Well, I do have an opponent you might be able to play in the future. My first interview I did was with Coach Kirk Johnson at Montgomery Catholic, and they have a tough time finding opponents as well. So look, I'm just saying a future matchup.
It's funny you say that, actually, because Juice had called me when we was making out these schedules. I couldn't find anybody to play us. And so Juice is like, hey, he says, let's play. I'm like, well, okay. And I was really okay with playing him. And then, as you know, me and Rush are very close, right? Coach
Yes.
Brooks.
Yes, sir.
And so Rush calls me and says, hey, he said, let's play game 2. I said, I can't. I said, I'm about to play Montgomery Catholic. He said, no, you're going to play me. I said, dang, Rush. I said, I kind of already told him I'd play him. He says, nope. He said, you call him back, tell him you're going to play me. He said, me and you are a lot closer than you and Juice. He says, and you come from my coaching tree, so you're going to play me. So that's how that went down. So it was no disrespect to Montgomery Catholic. I was open to playing them. But,
Yes.
Rush called me and put the put the pressure on me to play him, so I decided to play Pell City. That's what happened.
Well, hey, if something opens up in the future, maybe we could see that matchup between Montgomery Catholic and Coosa Christian. 'Cause,
That's right. That's right.
I'm a real town guy, but Montgomery Catholic is a school I follow pretty heavily.
Yeah, they're a really good football team. Juice does a great job, and most importantly, I love Juice now. He's one of the good guys in the industry. So I know he'll do great, and I think they're 5A this year, and he'll do great again in 5A. So
I think they will be. They don't just like y'all are very similar. Neither of y'all don't rebuild. Y'all reload.
Well, I don't know if we're at that level yet, Josh, but that's a fine compliment you're giving me. And to compare us to Montgomery Catholic, I'll take that compliment for sure.
Oh yes, sir, absolutely. And I'll tell you, Coach, I honestly, like, when I did my predictions, I picked y'all to be in the state championship this year in 2A. I picked y'all to be playing my Real Town Rebels, so I'll absolutely be rooting for that matchup because, like, I can tell you're a phenomenal man, and you're building a great thing at Coosa Christian. And I also wanted to thank you for your service because I know you're a former Marine.
Not a Marine.
Not a Marine? What was it? A Navy SEAL?
SEAL.
Navy SEAL. Yes, sir. I wanted to thank you for your service.
In here?
Oh, my bad. It was cutting out.
Yeah, cut out. No, I wasn't a Marine. I was a SEAL in the Navy.
Navy SEAL. I apologize.
It's all good, man. But I've had many people to say that, so it's all good, man. It's just it's a friendly rivalry with the SEAL team community and everybody else. So
yes,
so it's all good, and I do appreciate that. That's a fine compliment, and I hope we have the honor of playing Real Town. They're a really traditional powerhouse program, and they got great athletes, and I know they'll be well coached, and it's a great culture, and it's a great community. And so it would be an honor to play them for sure. We just have to wait and see.
I appreciate the compliment towards us, and I know you and Coach Matt Johnson would get along very well. I don't know if you've ever talked to him, but
I don't know that we spoke. Maybe we have. I want to say we have. I just don't. I can't verify it in my mind. But I just know that community loves their football and it matters. And I'm this diehard junkie with history, okay?
Yes.
Like, diehard, okay? Whether it's MLB baseball or NFL football or old generals, I just love history. And Real Town was always one of those schools that you just kind of say, you know what, they've got it, and it's cool. It's I've never been to Real Town, but I would bet you that community shuts down for their football team. And that says a lot.
Yes, sir. I went to the state championship game against Fife last year, and not only us but Fife. I promise you, the entire town on both sides was there at that game.
See, that's so cool to me to see that. It's nostalgic, and I guess what you could say is, I'm kind of like General Patton in a sense that I'm kind of a romantic warrior, so to speak, right? And so
yes.
You love the nostalgia of the history, and that's what makes that's what kind of cranks my tractor. I love that kind of stuff, and Real Town runs a great program for sure, and I know they're going to be probably the team to beat. That's who I would put as the state champion, to be honest with you.
Well, that's just extra motivation for your guys, though, and speaking of history, I believe you're building history at Coosa Christian. You guys made history last year. That was the first state championship Coosa Christian's ever been to?
Yeah, it is. Believe it or not, up until the year before that, we went to the semis. This is year 5 for me. So 2 years ago, we went to the semis. That's the first time Coosa had ever been out of the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
So they'd never been they were 0 for life. In the HSA state playoffs. And so that was a unique experience in itself,
Yes, sir.
So making the state championship was our first go around, and wasn't good enough, though. That's the bottom line. It just wasn't good enough.
Well, I mean, you're making history. You and your guys are making. I know as a coach, you want to give your players and your coaching staff credit as well. So all of y'all are making history at Coosa Christian, and I truly hope it continues because, it's exciting to see new schools have success in high school football here in Alabama.
Well, I'm right there with you. I'm so proud of my state. Again, it's that romantic warrior. And that's another reason why I schedule out-of-state teams. There was a flip side of that. I wasn't going to go there, but kind of brought it up, and so the greatest thing I want to see is this state be where it should be in high school football. If you go look at the numbers, I'm infatuated with crunching numbers on per capita. And we need to get back to where Alabama used to be back in Rush's heyday at Hoover. This was one of the marquee states in the country, and it's fallen a little bit, and I'm not okay with that. And so I just want to do my part of trying to put this state on the map it should be in. And I want it to be the best state in the union for high school football.
Well, I think we're getting there because we're the state's starting to put out a lot more players are getting college recognition now in the state than the last few years. Like especially with Alabama and Auburn, they're recruiting more heavily in the state now. So which is really exciting to see.
And I agree with you, but we got to be progressive in our thought. And I don't mean liberal at all. I don't mean that suggestion at all. What I mean by progressive in our thought, we got some challenges in this state. If we don't take care of these challenges, we're going to get pushed further behind. So we've got to make the right decisions in this state moving forward, or we're going to be left behind. And that's what scares me most. In the next 2 years, I believe, it's going to matter on the decisions this state makes on where it wants to go with high school sports.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. Because there's several states around us that are making decisions that you could start seeing guys transferring to different states, and
there you go.
It's crazy. It's crazy to me. You see guys transferring like across the country, like going from California over to IMG Academy and places like that. It's just crazy to me.
You got the NIL. That we cannot be the last guy in the South to tackle that issue.
Oh, absolutely.
To me, that's beyond dumb, and it's not progressive thinking. The inevitable is going to occur. Okay, I know, everybody in the state knows that joker's out of the box. NIL is in high school sports now. All right, and here's the facts. What's it going to take for this state to figure out that, okay, you can fight this all you want, but if you don't take care of the problem, all your best kids are going to leave the state.
Yes, sir.
And so what are we thinking? Are we going to kick the can down the road for 4 or 5 years and turn a blind eye to it and say, no, I don't want to tackle this issue? Well, you're killing this state, you see?
Yes.
So we need to go ahead and tackle the issue, tackle the elephant in the room. NIL's here. It's not going anywhere. This state will have NIL in it. So why are we procrastinating with it? What are we doing? What are we thinking? To me, that's not smart, okay? And I own businesses, and so I take everything from a business perspective. All right? And to me, we're not thinking smart. Whether you like NIL, whether you hate NIL, it doesn't matter what you like or what you hate. The fact of the matter is, it's here, and we're going to lose our best players to other states because we want to stay good, old boy. And we can't do that. We can't do that. I don't think it's smart.
Yes, sir. I absolutely agree with you. That I've been saying the same things, for a while now. Ever since Florida and Georgia and Tennessee all passed the NIL.
Yep.
So, yep. But I don't want to keep you too long, Coach. We've been on here a while.
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you for coming on, Coach.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother, and you've got my number. You can call me anytime.
Yes, sir. I'd love to. I enjoy discussing football and history and stuff like that. So
absolutely, I love it. You call me anytime, man, and I appreciate the conversation we had today. I thought it was great.
Yes, sir. And I just want to bring recognition to the state and recognition to coaches and players who deserve it around this state. So,
Amen.
Any of your players that would like to come on anytime, or any of your other coaching staff, I'd be happy to bring them on. Just send them my way.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's just stay in touch, and let's let the season begin, and let's have conversations for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. You have a blessed day, okay?
All right, yes, sir. You too.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, guys. That was Coach Marco Bryant with head coach at Coosa Christian High School, and I really appreciate him coming on and doing this interview today. And we got into more than I expected, but like I'm very happy we got into it. That was some really good stuff. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. Peace out, everybody.